Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Platinum with only gift Pokemon was a fun team run. Let's follow that up with a classic solo run. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Black with a team of only one Deerling. Deerling is a first form grass and normal type with pretty awful stats. I guess speed is our highest, but nothing is really that high. We're slightly better at physical attacks, but all of our grass moves are special, so we'll have to use our worst stat for those, special attack. Our moves are actually alright. We get a few grass and fighting moves, with Leech Seed and Energy Ball being some of the better ones. We start with Camouflage, but honestly, I don't think I'm really going to get any use out of it this run. For TMs, I'm seeing Grass Knot, that could be pretty good. I wish I could switch between Energy Ball and Grass Knot at will, but the Energy Ball TM is post-game, so I'll have to get by without being able to switch back and forth. Other than that, though, I'm mostly just interested in Return. As a part normal type with higher attack than special attack, that'll for sure be our strongest move this run. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone can comment down below and guess if I can win or not. Well, I'm looking pretty fragile. I think we might have to be a pretty high level before we don't just get one shot in the Elite Four. It's probably possible though. Oh, and before everyone asks again, in case it gets bad over the course of this video, I'm actually getting sick right now, so I'm trying to rush to get this voiceover done before it gets worse. So hopefully, my voice doesn't get too shot and too sniffly by the end of this. I'm editing out so many sniffles you don't even know. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Deerling. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to play Snivy with Deerling, so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Snivy so that our rival would be Emboar, probably the hardest for us to fight. I name him Undeer-Taker, because that's hilarious. Nintendo didn't give me enough room to write the whole thing though, and I'm personally offended. Early game travel is pretty normal. Our Deerling is about as strong as a first form starter, so it's pretty much what the game expected us to be using stats-wise. I'll have to take every chance for experience that I can get though. I think that the rival fights won't be too bad early in the run, and that the first gym might even be easy. But as soon as I get to the normal gym is when these Gen 5 runs tend to get brutal, so I'll need to be ready for that. Well, the Bianca fight was so easy that it's not even worth talking about, but Sharon actually beat us up on the first try pretty easily. Honestly, things are so close in early game though that I bet 1 or 2 level ups would get us the win. I'll just go to the Dream Yard and fight some trainers there early. Yeah, that's what I thought. 2 trainer battles later, and now we've got Double Kick, so we had a really easy time with Purloin. I hope that this Double Kick will be enough when we get to the normal gym, but somehow I doubt it. First gym doesn't go great, though. Yeah, the Lil Pup at the start was easy, but Pansear's Incinerate did tons of damage to us, and we just didn't hit that hard. Again, though, in the early game, you usually don't have to gain many levels before you get a lot stronger than your opponent, so I can probably just grind for like 10 minutes and be fine. A couple levels later and we have a much easier time, with him using Work Up for some reason instead of just hitting us twice to beat us. Maybe they just wanted me to have a short challenge this week. And if so, I really appreciate it, because I got some big stuff coming up. On our way out of town is Charon, but this fight is honestly almost identical to the Charon fight right before the gym, so it was easy. Why do they even have you fight Charon twice in the same town like that? Anyway, we just have to walk to the next city, fight N, and then it's time for the usually brutal normal gym. Alright, so after losing to N a few times, we have this try where he just never even tries to hit us. I don't know why, they just get really obsessed with stuff like Growl and Leer. Let's hope the normal gym leader also forgets how to play the game. Instantly, we run into a problem where our best move against them is Double Kick, but Herdier is the first Pokemon, so no matter what, we lose attack from Intimidate. We never stood a chance. We weren't even dealing great damage, and they dealt tons to us. Hey, at least there's a good grinding spot just west of town. I'm sure you've seen it in like a million of my runs. So the question of how long this grind will take. We learned Takedown at level 20, but I don't think that we could handle the recoil, and Leech Seed heals us too slowly to stay up for long, so I think that we have to grind to level 24 so that we can get Jump Kick. It's a lot stronger than Double Kick, and although we take damage if we miss, it's got 95 accuracy, so it's still pretty accurate. It's going to be dealing about twice as much damage as Double Kick, so between getting 5 more levels and a better move, I think we'd stand a chance. Okay, Herdier was a 2-shot, but held on a little bit longer with a Super Potion. We only lost 1 stage of defense to Leer though, so it wasn't too bad. Watchog was next, and although we went from full health to only 9 health from Retaliate, we were faster, so we landed a much needed 2-shot. Now let's go make some progress. Next up is Pinwheel Forest, and I made sure to level for a while I was here. See, the Bug Gym is next, and I'm worried about it. They resist both fighting and grass, with some of his Pokemon resisting both of them. Not only that, but they have Struggle Bug, a pretty strong bug move that's super effective against us. I kind of get the feeling that it's going to be a brick wall for a little while, but it's not that far away, so we may as well just give it a try before grinding too much. Bug Gym time. It starts with Whirlipede right away, so we lose on any attempt where we get poisoned, but on this attempt, we landed a few hits to take it down with decent health left. Next is Dewebble, who ended up hurting us a ton before we took him down. Last was Leavanny, but we hardly did any damage, and he could probably 2-shot us from full health. It's a rough type combo for us. 4 levels later, and we just keep losing. Sometimes we don't even make it to Dewebble because of crits from Poison Tail, and if we get poisoned, then it's just over. Maybe if I get to level 32 and learn Energy Ball? I know they resist it, but maybe it'll be stronger than Tackle on some of them? On the next try at level 32, we were able to brute force our way through. We still took tons of damage, and part of it is the luck of getting hit by Screech instead of a damaging move at the start, but I'll take any win I can get. I'm just happy to make progress again. Finally, an easy fight. On our way out of town is Bianca and Sharon, with Bianca fighting us first. She put us to sleep for a while and it was kind of annoying, but honestly, we had a pretty easy time. Sharon right after was a little bit harder due to having better fire type, but Jump Kick really pulled through and won us the fight. Okay, it's time to get a better move. We have a usually hard end fight, as well as the Electric Gym coming up, but I feel like we stand a chance because in the upcoming city we could buy the TM for return, and I'm fairly sure that we should have Max Friendship by now, so this will be a solid upgrade from Tackle. Let's see how N goes. Oh man, N was a sweep. Dude didn't even get a hit in on us, and this is usually like the second hardest end fight in the game. The end fight after this is usually an easy one, actually. Maybe the middle of this run is gonna be the fast part. Would you believe it if I said the Electric Gym was super easy? Turns out that both of the Emolgas were just one-shots, although the second one did paralyze us with Static. Still, we took out her entire team first try without problems. Sharon is next, so let's fight him. Man, Sharon on our way out of town was super easy, with his only hit on us coming from Fake Out. Let's keep going. Alright, so as soon as we got Return, everything seems to have gotten a lot easier, but it's not going to last forever. We have the Ground Gym next, so let's hope that Energy Ball can carry us through there, then the second from last Bianca fight. I don't think that'll be bad. The end fight in Chargestone Cave might be a bit harder than usual since he uses a lot of steel types, but Jump Kick might still be strong enough to just take them all out, so it might not be that bad. The Flying Gym though, I'm a little bit worried about that one. Let's hope that we're a high enough level that Return can sweep them when we get there. While we're traveling, now's a great time to tell you about this video's sponsor, Chimera, an online clothing shop that you guys hear me talk about quite a bit now. They sell all kinds of clothes, but today we're looking at winter gear, since no matter how many times the sun promises to come back, the winter storms just keep showing up. Legit, the day that I'm voicing this over right now, there's currently a massive snowstorm, and I'm supposed to get a delivery from my local butcher today, and there's the snowstorm, and I don't know if it's gonna show up, and oh god, knowing my luck is gonna show up during the ad read. So anyway, here they are. This winter jacket is the one that I have, and it's legit the best winter jacket I've ever owned. It doesn't feel overly puffy and cumbersome to wear, and yet it still insulates you perfectly from super cold temperatures, as I know firsthand this year. This jacket, alongside the Chimera sweatpants, are my go-to shoveling snowsuit, and I've never gotten cold in it, so it seems to do a great job. So if you want to support the channel and look good while doing it, hit up the link in the description to go to Chimera and pick up something warm uniform to wear this winter. If you're gonna go pick something up, then make sure to use the promo code Mah-Dry-Bread at checkout to get 10% off your order and to let them know that I sent you. Now let's go do that ground gym. Okay, so Kakarot was a one-shot, Excadrill landed a couple of painful moves, but it only took us to half health, and Palpitoad was also a one-shot. Easy gym, let's go fight Bianca. Oh wow, Bianca was almost a no-damage sweep. I didn't take any damage until Masharna, and she still never stood a chance. How are we becoming such a high-damage Pokemon? Maybe N in Charged Stone Cave will be harder. Well, the whole fight was super easy. The only thing that did a bit of damage to us was Ferroseed, but that's because of his Iron Barbs. We never came close to actually fainting. Time for Celestial Tower. This place isn't that bad. There's a lot of ghost types here, but the only really dangerous ones are ones I can use Energy Ball on easily, so we made short work of the place. Will I have leveled up enough to not have to worry about the flying gym, though? Let's find out. Well, I was wrong to worry. We couldn't one-shot all of the Flying Gym Leader's Pokemon, but she never went for an attack, so we won without taking a hit. When do you think this easy streak of the run ends? Ice Gym is pretty easy, and we have good fighting moves, so I'm gonna guess it's gonna get hard around the Dragon Gym. Charon time! First was Unpheasant, and that started alright, but then I got hit for 2/3 of my health. Ouch. Pignite was a sliver away from a one-shot, and he used Takedown, lowering our health to red, but also making him faint. Liepard used Fake Out to bring us to only 12 health before we landed a one-shot, and last was Simisage, who I thankfully could one-shot with Return. That was so much closer than I was ready for. Twist Mountain is next, but it's not winter, so we get the long version. Here I was thinking all the stars are aligning and that I might have my first ever short solo Pokemon challenge in Gen 5. Jokes aside, honestly, it shouldn't take that long. I just got a bit lost, because of course I do. Time for the Ice Gym. It's literally a one-shot sweep, because of course it was. Ice Gym is usually easy, but we're a beast with that jump kick. So we're in the Dragon Spiral Tower, the last super heavy travel part of the game. We have to do this place and Relic Castle, so basically no boss fights for a long time, just lots of trainer fights. I'm fine with that. Again, I really think we're gonna need the levels. We've been having a pretty easy time recently, but I anticipate that all of that is gonna end at the Elite Four. They're real tough in this game. By the time we got to Relic Castle, we're level 55, and that's pretty good, but we have one gym left and, what, 2 rival fights? I don't see us winning this run below level 80, so I just have to keep fighting. Let's see how the last Bianca fight goes. Okay, so this is the last Bianca fight in the game, and it was basically just a sweep. It's crazy how we're just the perfect type and strength to deal with our rivals, but we have such a hard time earlier against basically everything at the start. It was like we hit a tipping point of attack where we just suddenly became unstoppable. Alright, all that's left is the Dragon Gym and the Charon fight, then we're at the Elite Four. Charon is sometimes hard in that final fight, but the Dragon Gym is a weird one. It's either way harder than expected or way easier. Personally, I think it's going to be one of those fights that I could win, but that I'm going to have to try a bunch of times. Let's find out. First is Fracture, who was a one-shot, and second was Dredagon. Return does great damage, we take damage from Night Slash and Tough Skin, and then he healed so we had to hit him again. Then he healed again. Do you see what he's doing? He's forcing us to take damage from Rough Skin over and over. Because of that, Haxorus was able to finish us off with Dragon Tail. That was smart. I think I can win if I keep trying though. Next try, and this time we just one-shot Dredagon with a critical jump kick, and all Haxorus ever did was use Dragon Dance and heal, so we won pretty easily. Crazy how different one attempt can be from another. Would you believe it if I said that the last Charon fight was super easy? It's crazy how far we're getting with just a strong normal move on a normal Pokemon. Our base attack is 60. Think about it this way, Return is almost the same power as Surf, and we've used Surf with water types before. We don't usually sweep the whole game with it like this. I think it's less that Return is good and more that Deerling is really good with Return. Our base attack is only 60. 60 base attack doesn't get us this easy of wins in most runs. I guess it's kind of like how Grass sucks in Gen 2, because so many required trainer fights resist Grass, not because it's a bad type in itself. Maybe normal physical moves are just great in Gen 5, because a lot of required trainer Pokemon don't have enough defense to withstand it. Anyway, last is Victory Road, so that means we only have 6 fights left in the run. The Elite Four that we can do in any order we want, then N and Ghetsis. Honestly, I think that this is where we're finally going to lose some fights. The Fighting Elite Four member is going to be brutal since we're part normal, and I don't feel good about the Ghost one either. They've got some fire types, and right now our only move that hits them is Grass. I might want to pick up Shadow Ball before I go in there. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our team. Oh, wow. That's not at all what I was expecting, but I guess it makes sense. No wonder we've been hitting so hard. Our attack is 143. Deerling only has a base attack of 60. We have a neutral nature, and I didn't EV train it. Maybe I just happened to faint a ton of attack EV Pokemon, and our attack inherent values are really good? But that special attack of 66 is honestly horrible. I don't think I can beat the Ghost Gym like that. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ghost Trainer Chantel. It went awful, with us pretty much right away taking huge damage, getting burned, and not dealing much damage in return. Pretty much the moment we were made to rely on special attack instead of attack, we're far weaker. But we don't have any moves that'll let us hit harder, so I'll come back in a few more levels. You know what, we can do this Elite Four in any order anyway. Why don't we just try the other Elite Four members and see if we can beat any of them? Second is Dark Trainer Grimsley. First is Scrafty, who was almost a one-shot with Jump Kick, but then he took out half of our health with Brick Break. We could take him down due to our speed advantage and him just using healing items, but we're still pretty hurt. For Bisharp, I landed a one-shot with Jump Kick, and next was Liepard, who hit Fake Out before we one-shot it too. Last was Crocodile, so our attack is down, causing us to not get one-shot. She hit Foul Play to take us to only 5 health, but we managed to take her down after. I can't believe we won. Oh, and I said she because Crocodile is she. Obviously, Grimsley isn't. I had literally over 100 people telling me a few weeks ago that Bugsy is a guy. I said she about the female Scyther he was using. People gotta start looking at the screen before they assume I'm wrong. Dude, sometimes people will call me out on something I got wrong, and if you literally look at the screen, I'll have text already calling myself out for it. Oh no, my voice is starting to give out and get a little bit hoarse. Oh, let's hope I can make it to the end of the voiceover. Third is Psychic Trainer Caitlin. We literally got one shot by the first Pokemon. Well, that's not happening yet. Talk about being a glass cannon. Fourth is Fighting Trainer Marshall. Of course, on most attempts we go down fast. On this one, I went a little bit farther because of a lucky miss, but we still didn't stand a chance. Yeah, I kinda thought the Elite Four would be hard. Okay, so I'm grinding a bit. It's not too bad yet, although we're honestly so fragile that sometimes the wild Pokemon here make us faint. It seems like Deerling was a beast for a while, but it's mostly just because we kept one-shotting stuff. As soon as we can't, we go down pretty fast. I think what I'll do is I'll keep grinding and then trying the Chantel fight, since I think that's the hardest of the Elite Four. Once we can win that one, I can probably beat the entire Elite Four. Honestly though, I could see us just having to be max level to beat the game. Anytime there's a ghost type, so we can't just one-shot it with Return or Jump Kick, and we're forced to use our abysmal special attack, everything goes downhill. Literally, the only move that we can learn that's physical and hits ghosts is Wild Charge, but that deals recoil damage, so it's really not a good idea. We just have to get really strong, then brute force ghosts with either Shadow Ball or Energy Ball with a Miracle Seed. Okay, Chantel at level 72. We couldn't even get her first Pokemon to faint because she kept using full restores. This is gonna take a while, isn't it? Level 78! We can sometimes two-shot Cofagrigus, but we never get past Chandelure right after. We get hit way too hard from fire moves. I don't think I'm close yet. I need to seriously level. Level 85. We deal awesome damage, and I thought that maybe we'd actually win, but we still just get one-shot by Fire Blast. Like, from full health. I didn't know Chandelure was such a beast. Maybe I just try until it misses? Well, on the very next try, we crit for a one-shot. Nice! For Golurk, I used Energy Ball with a Miracle Seed, and it actually didn't one-shot, so he put a curse on us. That's gonna hurt a lot. Last was Jellicent, and we can't one-shot her with Energy Ball either, but we hang on from Surf and Curse just long enough to hit the finishing blow. Finally, some progress. Well, after the mistake of using Shadow Ball on the first round and almost fainting as a result, I switched to Return and swept her entire team. That was different. And the fighting one was super easy too. Turns out I was right to assume Chantel would take us the longest. By doing it in that order and not testing each one each time, I just saved a lot of time. With the Elite Four down, all that's left is the final 2 fights with N and Ghetsis. I honestly have no idea how this is gonna go. I feel like at this point, either we one-shot the thing or we faint. We can usually get hit about once and be okay, so I really don't think I'm beating Ghetsis without hitting level 100. Let's find out. First, N sends out the legendary Zekrom, but we're grass and he's electric, so honestly hardly hurts us before we take him down. Next is Vanillux, who's a one-shot due to being ice type, and after that is Klinklang, although is actually Zoroark. He pulls this trick every time. It doesn't matter, he's a one-shot with Jump Kick, and so is the real Klinklang right after. Archeops wasn't a one-shot, and he hit super hard with Acrobatics, but we took him out on the follow-up, and last is Caracosta. Jump Kick brought him to a sliver thanks to his sturdy ability, and he went to finish us off with Stone Edge, but he missed! He healed right after, and we have the speed advantage, so we just used Return till we won. That was close. So, on our first try against Ghetsis, we got hit by Toxic right away. I knew we'd be doomed, but I decided to play it out just to see how far we get, and we got shockingly far. Would you look at how much damage we're doing? We're able to brute force Pokemon that would probably two-shot us if they could hit us. Toxic can miss, so let's just try a few times and see if it does. Okay, roughly 1 million tries later where we just couldn't get Toxic to miss, and now we're holding a berry to get rid of it instead. The fight was hilarious though. The moment we got past Cofagrigus, our little Bambi-looking baby deer just swept his entire rest of his team. That was the final boss. Well, that was a crazy run. I had no idea that Deerling was going to become such a glass cannon. Its stats on paper were about the same as a first form starter, so I really wasn't expecting that. I guess being part normal type and ending up with that crazy high attack stat really saved us. I really hope you guys like that run. For the next challenge, it'll be up next Saturday, like usual, with Fallout 4 with no perks. I think that's going to be a hard but fun one. As always, I'm looking forward to suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time. I am most definitely getting sick. I know this because I live with someone who's been sick for a while, and I was wondering, when am I going to inevitably get sick? Because if anyone else around me is sick, I always end up getting sick. And I woke up this morning, and when I swallow, I get that little bit of thirsty pain in like the soft palate and the back top of the mouth. You know, like where you get it no matter how much water you drink, it's still sore every time you swallow. And I only get that when I'm gonna start getting sick. So I gotta get this voiceover done, and I just gotta hope that by the time I do the next voiceover, that I've recovered from that. Ooh, will I? I don't know. I should probably go eat something though, because it's nearly 2 in the afternoon, and I have not eaten. And this is probably the latest into the day I've gone without even a snack in ages. I'm always really good about snacking in the morning. But, you know, when you wake up feeling sick, it's kind of hard to have an appetite. But, you know, of course, as soon as I started recording my voiceover, my stomach started growling, because that's just how it is. I'm gonna go make myself something to eat. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.